Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a while. As you can see, we do have a new background. We are in the new apartment. This is the office that I'm still trying to get set up. You know, things hung, and it's just been a lot going on in life right now between the move and finding out that we're pregnant. So it's all good things. It's not everything what we were prepared for, but you know, things have been slowly coming along. But I wanted to take this video to tell y'all about how the regional went with the White Forest deck, which I'll post the profile here. And you know, it performed as well as I thought it would. We almost actually got 16th place. I did scrub out the very last round, the 8th round. It was against Regenesis. I think it was just, oh no, it was Regenesis Nadir Servant package. And that's not something that I was really prepared for during this regional because it wasn't my only Regenesis matchup. But just talking about that last game, basically it was game 2. All I had to do was go battle phase because we were both at 2k each. And you know, I could have done the damage, we would have gone game 3, but I didn't do that. I kept going, and lo and behold, I did Vengeance, Target, Pop, Lord, because I wasn't going to be able to beat over that. But he had Ecclesia on field, so I could have just, you know, beat over and done the damage, 3k, easy, done. But we didn't. We, in main phase still, Vengeance effect, pop, summon Poplar, and he said on summon, you know, Nid. And I was like, well, shoot. And we weren't able to go for Doomed because of the game state we were in. It was very much, I was just trying to struggle to get bodies out, and I wasn't able to Poplar's effect target 2, and then of course I could have gone, you know, Doom Dragon, push the Nib bag, gone for game there, but you know, we overcommitted. And you know, in hindsight, there was quite a few matches where I could have done better, but we didn't do too bad. We ended up getting 40th place, and it was top 32 cut, so we came in close. We came in real close. But yeah, the deck performed amazingly. The matches were all over the place. I had 2 Regenesis matches, which is not something I knew I needed to prepare for because I didn't think there would be that many Regenesis players there, but it seems like a lot of people at locals are picking up the deck now. And I have to just, of course, tailor that to my locals as far as like my side choices, you know, the main deck choices as far as like, you know, hand traps and tech choices, thrust targets, stuff like that. But I will say the matches were everywhere from Malice, which we did win against, Mitsurugi Rizal, which we did win. We did go against Genesis Kashtira, which we did get. We went against the Evil Twin, Fiend Smith, which we got. The matches were like really all over the place. But at the end of the day, I made Memento. That was one of our losses, and then the Regenesis. But overall, we did pretty well. I will say the notable cards that I didn't think would be that great going into it was Evenly, which did come up. And we did get a clean Evenly off, and then, you know, set up a board. But Thrust really never came up. I mean, we only ran the 2, one in the main and then one on the side for the extra barrier. Chance to be able to set it never came up. The Deck Devastation Virus, I had it, I drew it, but I wasn't able to get like Witch or any other dark to tribute for the effect, and we didn't need it against Malice anyways. The Lancias did come up because in my Malice matchup it was a Droll and Lancia, and just kind of who could top deck what at that point. But I will say MVP, Salesman. Salesman, I cannot tell you how clutch it was There was one of my matches where I went against the Cybers pile. It was just Adignister and then Circular, and it was just basically just a Cybers pile. And in the third game, we were able to just go Salesman Call Droll, and we knew we were safe because he looked at me like, "You're crazy, dude, for calling that." And he did show me he had the Droll in hand at the end, because we did end up building a board that he just couldn't break through. But yeah, Salesman was really goated. We were able to couple matches, Black Goat Laughs and Salesman, so it was kind of nuts being able to call two different names. There was a few times I went Salesman into a board because my opponent had set 4, and we called Imperm, and like 2 of those were Imperms. But I really love this deck for what it does, because there were so many situations where I was able to just, you know, get the little Diabellze Vengeance package going, and you know, get out synchros from there, get out bodies from there, and just be able to push for game very easily. Especially with all the interactions the deck has. I'm surprised that with 2 Stellar, I never drew a Stellar the entire regional. There were a few times I searched it because I had it normal summoned, and I wanted to get a Stellar as my normal summon because I either had Tails in hand, or I had an extra field spell, or I had Curse in hand. So there was a lot of good options to pitch a Stellar, and the times I was able to get a Stellar out, it never got negated either. So there was that. But overall, I like the list. The things I will change about it is I'm taking out the thrusts, both in the main and the side. Taking out Virus, taking out Lightning Storm. I'm probably going to try Anti-Spell given how heavy Regenesis is. So I'm thinking like deck Lockdown combined with Anti-Spell, because this deck I can LZ pitch it, Diabellze pitch it. There's quite a few ways I can get my own locks off the field, being spells and traps. So there is that. I mean, really everything else performed the way I wanted to. You know, the 3 main Droll, the 3 goods. We got Dragon's Mind off quite a few times. Yeah, I mean, the deck performed really well. I will say going forward, it's gonna be just White Forest. I might occasionally play Exodia, but I do like what this deck can do, because the matchups against Regenesis and Evil Twins, Malice, Mitsurugi Rizal, Memento, we were able to get out of a lot of situations because this deck just does so much. And yeah, that's really all I had. I will go in depth as far as like, you know, different tech choices for the upcoming format, probably for Worlds. I'm not going to be competing on that level, but if you were curious, this deck can perform. And if you guys don't learn the deck, because that's how I did get a couple wins, is that my opponent just didn't know what my deck did. There was actually one of my opponents, I normal summoned Sylvie effect, and he had to read Sylvie. He didn't know what Sylvie did, and I was like, we're probably gonna get this. I did get nibbed throughout the regional, didn't know where to get nibbed. There was times where it was already too late. I already had Illa Sylvia. So definitely an underdog deck. It performs well. Like I said, I had 3 losses, including that last round. So if I took my time, like 2 out of my 3 losses were just my own fault. You know, I could have taken my time to think things through a little, realize some game state, and would have been fine. But you know, it comes with the regional, especially that last round. I was kind of giddy, like, you know, if I win this, I get my invite. I'm, you know, top 20 for sure. But you know, it happens. 40th place out of 230. That was my alarm. Out of 230, I think it was, or 228, something like that, somewhere around that number. Yeah, the deck performs, and I love this deck. So if you guys have any questions, let me know below. I will be doing deck profiles more on my stuff. I'll go over, like I said, tech choices, cards that you may want to look at. But yeah, that'll be in the future. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.